Are you a professional pillow fighter? Or a 9-to-5 low-cost time travel agent? Or maybe real estate sales on Mars is your profession? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you do, however complex or intricate, Monday.com can help you organize, orchestrate, and make it more efficient. Monday.com is the one centralized platform for everything work-related. And with Monday.com, work is just easier. Monday.com, for whatever you run. Go to Monday.com to learn more.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer, so let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
You look really pretty.
All right, listen, today's show is beginning...
Right now?
Fuck. With one kill me now moment, okay? I am a little late because I went to the wrong building. 'Cause I didn't meditate today, and I was on the phone. All right, anyway, so I go to the wrong building, which is fine. But then I get in the elevator, and it said, you can't fucking press a button on the fucking elevator. You go down, you press, I want to go to this floor. It tells you what elevator to go on. I'm in the fucking elevator, and I noticed the little, they have little... a
screen that shows the floor you're on.
Oh, yeah, when the door, by where the door is, you can see where it's going to stop. And my number's not there. I'm like, why the fuck can't I have control over pressing the fucking elevator?
It's so messed up.
Do you recognize that voice? Do you recognize that voice? It's a very famous voice, and I love that pretty voice. And she's really, really hot, and she's really, really tall, and she's really, really smart, and she has really big balls.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited. Our guest today is the one, the only, Nancy Giles!
It's Nancy Giles!
It's Giles!
I said it on purpose.
I know,
said it on purpose.
Oh,
I love Nancy Giles. She is really, really hot.
I'm a fan of Judy Gold, and I always have been, and we're both tall women, which is really, really fun, and I love...
Nancy Giles is here. Now, Nancy... I don't really have to intro you. I mean, I think everyone pretty much...
No, don't make those assumptions. I mean, I'm not saying I need to hear my credits, but no. And my voice isn't as known as it once was.
Don't even.
Oh, no. I'll tell you.
Oh, we're going to go into that.
Oh, good. Okay. It's all changed.
Ageism.
Anti-union. And the worship of celebrities. And
they are dumb. All
They
right,
are retarded because of how we treat them.
You can't say retarded.
Right.
Mentally challenged. They are mentally...
Regressed.
No, mentally handicapped.
They're
mentally
they're bothered.
Okay, this is, I know you haven't listened to the show, so as a Jew, anytime we mention anything remotely Jewish, whistle blows. Okay, so Nancy Giles was born in New York City and grew up in Queens, New York. Now,
wait, I've got a better one for you. This would work. If you know the New York City public school system back in the 60s and 70s, they had zoning.
Yes.
Where it didn't necessarily matter if there was a neighborhood school. Sometimes you were zoned for another neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in St. Albans, which is near Springfield Gardens.
Yeah.
When I went to high school, I was zoned for, get your whistle ready, Forest Hills High School.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, you're one of 7.
Yeah.
The fuck is that? Were your parents really attracted to each other?
I think for a time, yeah.
Or was it no birth control?
No, they're not Catholic or anything like that. But I do remember when I finally realized how it all happens.
Yeah.
I remember staring at my mother intently
go.
And whenever I tried to ask her about what it was like, she would always go, I blacked out. But I've got a friend.
So she was with Bill Cosby then.
Oh, God. Whoa.
Yes.
All right, sorry.
Still, we haven't forgotten you.
That's still rough.
Oh, I know.
That's still rough.
Beyond.
I loved not the Cosby Show. I loved the Bill Cosby Show when he was Chet Kincaid.
Right.
And all of his old albums and his TV
it's
specials.
Horrible when you find that out.
He cheated on all of us.
It feels that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Ugh.
I'll let you say that. Hennessy's here. Hennessy goes on VP, which is voice probation, when he gets on my nerves.
Oh
All right,
my
listen.
God.
So, why was all right, so your mother was an artist and a teacher. Your father taught math, and
years ago, and
he was an architect, right?
Yeah, everything, but he failed the architect's license, so he actually was like a God, what was his official position? Like a senior draftsman. Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So he did all the work, and
he did a lot of outdoor work and stuff, and
his name was Thomas Jefferson Giles.
Honest to God.
And why do you think he was named that?
Because I guess his parents believed a lot of the, malarkey about Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson did some good things.
Right.
I mean, he had the good taste to have a black mistress.
Right.
But
Sally Hemmings. Okay.
I love that you sing like that.
I'm a fucking mental case. All right. So you grow up in Queens. You're one of 7. You go to Oberlin. Which is a fucking great school. Did all your siblings go to great schools?
Let's see, 6 of us went to college. My younger brother Gilbert went a couple of years to School of Visual Arts but didn't graduate. But
Gilbert Giles?
Yes, but let's see, my sister went to MIT, my brother went to BU.
Wait, stop.
Yeah.
Your sister went to MIT? Which sister?
This is my older sister, Lorna, who's passed, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Shout out to Lorna.
Yeah. She went to MIT. My older brother, Leland, went to BU. My another older brother, Jeffrey, went to BU. My brother, Dwayne, went to City College.
Right.
I went to Oberlin. My sister, Sue, went to Fredonia, State University of Fredonia, and Gilbert went to SVU.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Bunch of nerds.
And my parents were the ones in their families, the first one to go to college. And my mom was a World War II veteran when
no fucking way.
in the Women's Army Corps when it was segregated.
We're going to have her on for a part 2, no?
Oh, this
she
is
was
not
amazing.
even.
Yeah.
We're not even scratching.
What the fuck?
I know.
That's
another
from
show.
an amazing family.
I know.
I noticed that all your siblings live in the area.
Well, except my sister Lorna, who lived out in the Martha's Vineyard. But yeah, everybody else is still around. That's around.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ugh, losing a sibling must be the worst.
Yep.
It's because it's like...
Well, it's bad enough. Are your parents alive?
No, dead. Horrible.
So you know what it's like the first time when you lose a parent.
Right.
It literally feels like like a limb is gone.
Right.
And then because my mom died first, and when my father died, I actually felt like I was orphaned. Even with my brothers and sisters, you just feel like, so add to that, and I've lost 2 siblings. And it's rough.
Orphaned. You are an orphan. It's like, it doesn't.
Didn't you feel that way?
I still feel that way.
Know.
I feel, because I have so many friends who have their parents.
I know.
Or one parent,
I'm jealous.
Yeah, of course. And it's like, you age. I remember my father died in 90, right? So I'm 27. And I was like, I didn't even think it was that young, but it is pretty young.
I know.
And you don't really know him. After when I, had children and, I got in, you get older and you're like, oh, I wish I could know his opinion on,
I know.
But I felt older.
I know.
I felt way older. And then, then I definitely feel...
The loss.
This is what my rabbi said at the Shiva when my mother died. He said, you feel the presence of the absence.
Oh, wise rabbi.
Right.
Oh.
And so that's what I feel.
Yeah.
God, you lost 2 siblings? Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Look, just like
that's
losing
terrible,
parents.
and you're so young.
I know. Like losing parents, you realize,
well, you really realize you're mortal.
Not only that, but like I started thinking about friends who lost their parents when they were much younger.
Oh my God,
and I was
me
like,
too.
I feel so lucky. I was 38 when my mom died and 48 when my father died. And I have friends who lost parents when they were kids.
I know.
Don't remember them that much, or they were even younger. And it's weird. It's just like a club you don't want anybody else to be in, but everybody else gets to at some point.
It's also a club of you can't talk to people who haven't been through it because they don't get it. Even as much as they try, and you're not being mean. It's just like, I'm sorry,
they don't get it. Nope.
Of course.
Like, I talk to Elisa about, like, I have dreams about my mother, and I'm always, and my father. And you go through periods where you're like really miss them, like certain times a year, and you're like, oh, what the fuck's going on? And I'll say to Elisa, my lesbo lover, and she'll be like,
what's on her business card?
Yes,
Judy's lesbo lover.
And I'll say, and she'll say, yeah, I know, I'm gonna lose my mother one day, and I'm like, no, you're a therapist, you don't say that. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right. So, Dorothy and Thomas.
I can't believe all this research.
Oh, I'm bad. Okay. Now, you went to Oberlin.
I did.
And you studied creative writing.
It was by default.
Why?
Well,
what were you going to study?
It's messed up. Okay, Oberlin is a really fine school.
Right.
They have a wonderful conservatory, and they've got a good separate school of arts and sciences.
Yes.
And it's one of the first college in the country that was coeducational, and the first to admit black students in the 1800s.
Right. But, you can't, I think that I know what you're going to say.
Well, here's the other thing about Oberlin when I went there. They had no distribution requirements.
Right.
I think our class was the last one. These and the fact that they offered me a scholarship were what got me there.
Right.
So suddenly I could take anything I want.
Right.
So I just was jerking around. I thought I would be a drama major.
Right.
They had a bad drama department.
Right.
And I couldn't get in any of the plays, so that messed that up. So
Right.
creative writing.
I graduated from Rutgers, and then I auditioned for graduate school.
In acting, I'm guessing.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I was a music major, and then I went
What did you play?
piano and clarinet.
No kidding. I
such
played
a nerd.
viola.
Oh, I love viola.
I love
We should start a
clarinet.
band.
I'm bad, but I would do.
I'm
I'd bring
horrible.
It. I'll bring it.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to
So-
splice together a reel of you saying, we should start a band with all the musician guests.
Oh my God.
And I'll put it to music.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anyway, so I auditioned for graduate school, and Bill Espert says you're very talented, but
Is that a bell? Is that a whistle?
is he Jewish, Bill Espert?
I don't know.
think so.
I don't.
He's not? I don't know. He should be.
Well,
Okay.
he's in the arts. You
Right,
can give him a
all right.
half whistle. Okay.
And he's told me that he said, "How do you expect me to cast you? You're too tall." So I figured after research that you're a tall black woman. Where are you gonna get cast?
Man, I know. And you're taller than me.
Yeah.
How
And
tall are you?
I think I have a bigger penis.
Oh my God.
Because I saw you at the urinal.
Oh my God. It's like.
I think I'm 6'2" now because I shrunk for my knee replacement. How are your knees and hips?
My knees are really bad now.
Right.
Now. I think it's kind of age, and I put on some weight, and I'm trying to
I can't with
lose
the
weight.
weight and the hot
I'm
flashes.
trying. Oh man. Are you taking hormones?
No, I was taking hormones. I stopped because I'm on antidepressants and all this other shit.
Oh, okay.
And then listen to what happened to me. And then we're going back to Nancy Giles.
Oh, dear.
I'm on this arthritis medication, meloxicam. It's Mobic. And so I go to a local pharmacy because I won't go to Duane Reade or anything like
please.
that. So I only use local
Where do you live, Judy?
Upper West Side.
Of course. I'll
And-
blow your whistle. What?
Oh,
you
right.
missed it.
And
On it.
he's not in on Sundays, and I ran out of my Mobic, and I didn't take it, and then I forgot to pick it up. So for 3 days without Mobic, and then all of a sudden the whole left side of my body is killing me. My arm's killing me. My hip, and I look up side effects, and it's like.
Will wear off.
No, it was like horrible, this blog of side effects when you stop taking. And then I was realizing this is masking the pain and killing my liver. And so now I have to go. But if you need a good knee doctor.
Well, here's the sad thing is I lived in California for a while. When I came back, internet companies, and .com companies and prescription medications were everywhere.
Right.
And that was the bulk of the voiceovers that I
Right.
did. And that's when I realized that almost every medication has death or near death causing
Right.
side effects, which then you get other prescription medication for. But one of
And
my
you-
favorites, I'll give you one of my greatest hits. The only opportunity I had to almost work with Sally Field.
Right.
She was doing Boniva ads for
Yes.
postmenopausal
Yes.
osteoporosis. Don't take Boniva and tell your doctor if you have difficult or painful swallowing, chest pains, or severe continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. Thank you. Everyone in your living room. Yeah, I know.
But it's like when you say it with that voice, you can't
Upper digestive problems.
hear the negativity.
Well,
It's
no,
just
they
like,
mask them with these stupid scenes. Like I do a whole thing on my act about it, about how they mask. You know, they show little things like, oh, the coach is going to the basketball game and he's gonna, it's like, fuck you.
It's like all the tampon commercials where the girls are always horseback riding in white pants.
Right.
Yeah.
doing yoga.
I have had to go on auditions. I have had to dress certain ways for certain things I'm doing on stage, and I've had to go to secondhand stores, and sometimes the stuff smells.
I like when they make you buy your own wardrobe.
Oh,
What is that?
You've heard my bit about that. You've heard my bit about every fucking time I do a guest spot on a show, they call me up. They're like, "Hey, can we have your sizes?" And then they're like, "How tall are you?" I'm like, "Well, 6'2". Mm-hmm. And what's your inseam? Probably about 37. Mm-hmm. And how much do you weigh? Do I really have to tell you? What's your shoe size? About 12 and a half. Mm-hmm. Is there anything in your closet you think this character might wear? That's exactly okay. So, I mean, you have to go out and buy shit. So now you don't even have to leave the house. I ended up saving 90% on a Banana Republic shirt and tailor pants for Elisa. Styles from Anthropologie. They're all brand new. Valentino, Coach, Zara, J. Crew, Lululemon. Elisa loves Lululemon because she's a little jappy deep down inside. New designs, lightly used. I've actually also bought lightly used Eileen Fisher. Okay. I call it Eileen Fisher because I'm scatological. Because I'm a Jew.
You're ridiculous.
They have
lightly used clothing
right.
and also brand new clothing. And, some stuff, they check everything like 4 times to make sure it's
because you know how many people will bring it home and then be like, or they'll wear it once,
Or I have got stuff in my closet that still has tags on it from
You do?
high school.
Okay, that's mental.
Yeah.
So go to threadup.com, THRED up.com/Judy, THRED-UP. No, it's not dash. It's THREDUP/Judy. Get 40% off your first order. 40 fucking percent. That's a lot. Okay? That's 40% added to a 90% discount at
Up to
ThreadUp.
90%, yeah.
Well, up to.
I just don't want to lie to anyone.
Valentino shoes. Okay, listen to this. Here's some of the stuff. Tory Burch bag. It's $300, $91. Valentino shoes, $995. $995, $100.
Oh,
Free People sweater. I just got Elisa a Free People sweater. $128. Get it for $29.99.
Send some of that this way.
You know what's good is that you can do this, and the person you're buying it for will have no fucking clue, and you will be totally on the oh my God, she is so generous. I mean, I'm not even that good friends with her. And she bought me a Coach bag, and all right. So you go to Oberlin. Then you get into Second City.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We're in Chicago.
Yeah.
3 years, I think you spent there.
Toured in the touring company, which is a big difference.
Yes.
But yes, only the touring company.
Yeah, but that taught you.
I loved it.
Taught you about thinking on your feet.
It did, and made me realize that thinking on my feet is the same as writing.
Right.
Because before that, I saw, partly because of the creative writing major, I had this idea that and they didn't like my creative writing, by the way.
Why?
At Oberlin. They didn't think it was the authentic Black experience.
Oh, yeah, I read that.
Yeah.
That each person was supposed to, the gay person was supposed to write about the struggle of.
That's like an
so
existential
fucking bullshit.
It was crazy.
They just.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
They just.
Okay.
It still happens, right?
Right.
Yes, of course it does. I just fucking people are crazy.
I know.
VP.
But as you guys know, that became comedy years later.
Right.
At the time, it was just so painful.
Right.
I would listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire with my friends and just sob.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Earth, Wind, and
the love
is gone. Okay,
So,
then you did a little stand up.
Yeah, because Second City was frustrating because when I was there,
it was
the early 80s. They didn't really have a director, and there were no other Black people in any of the companies.
Right.
And in fact, Harold Washington became the mayor of Chicago while I was living there, first black mayor. And they had white actors playing him. They didn't put him in blackface, but it was just like, yeah, no biggie. And it was like, so I started doing my own thing out of frustration.
Now, were you always a fan of Andy Rooney, or was it because you found your voice through something similar to what he did? Because he was an old curmudgeon, but I loved his pieces.
I know, you know that's I grew up on his pieces.
Right.
We watched 60 Minutes, and when I think of news, even when I was a kid, it was CBS News,
right?
And ABC. Well, except Saturday nights were CBS, but ABC was like the comedies, for us young people in the 70s. No, it's bizarre that I even got there. I was doing kind of bad stand-up, but it was mostly storytelling. I was saying to Hennessy before, because I'm not great with the punchlines.
Right.
So if someone I knew was having a show, they'd invite me.
Right.
And years went on, and when I came back to New York after living in LA, I started hanging out with these sort of hippies who were doing kind of political comedy. And at the time, Giuliani was mayor. Ugh. You could pick up the paper and just riff on that.
Right.
And quite by chance, Erin Moriarty, who's on 48 Hours on CBS, she saw me in a show with a colleague of hers. And a year later, a full year went by, she left me this message that's like, I'm not stalking you. I'm Erin Moriarty, but I saw you a year ago, and I was wondering if you would consider meeting me and talking about working in radio.
Right.
Always start off a sentence with, I'm not stalking you.
I know, on your machine. It's like,
they don't have the machines anymore.
Right.
And no more.
I know, right. And at the time, I was working with Jay Thomas. You know Jay.
Yes, I remember. I auditioned for that show.
I know. I have to tell you about. Well, I'll tell you about that now.
No, I have to tell me.
Well, I'll finish this.
Finish Erin Moriarty.
Anyway, I was doing Jay's show, and I was thought I was going to be fired. So I met with Erin in secret. Then the whole show got canceled.
Right.
Then 9/11 happened, and then about 6 months later, Erin and I started doing this local talk radio show. We recorded it in New York, but it was for Philadelphia. And I love radio. You know?
I know, it's the best.
And from that, she told me to meet with her friend Rand Morrison, who's the executive producer of Sunday Morning. She said, I think you should do commentaries. And I didn't quite know what she meant. I didn't make the connection between that and what Andy Rooney did.
Right.
So when I saw the commentaries that they were doing on Sunday Morning, people like Calvin Trillin, and it was very erudite and
New Yorker.
way smarter than anything I could do. And I was like, I don't know. But I did one piece on how I think high-heeled shoes are a conspiracy against women, and it went over really well, and they just kept asking me to do more, and now it's been almost 15 years.
I can't, it's fucking great
bizarre.
job.
Okay, Jay Thomas.
Yeah, go. Well, first of all, I didn't know he was so right-wingy mental.
Is he?
Well,
is he now? Because he wasn't
then, but then didn't he say something? I don't know. He said something. I heard like a year ago or something that he got in a fight. He said something really anti-gay or something.
Oh, dear.
I guess it's not. I guess he's not a.
He probably didn't mean it.
Yeah, I don't know. He said something like what? So what? Wait, what were you going to say?
Well, we auditioned for this show at the same time.
Yeah,
and I heard it was completely by accident. A friend of mine knows him, and he was saying he was looking for a funny woman. And my friend Joe Grafasi said, you should meet my friend Nancy. She went to Second City, blah, blah, blah. So I got the word that I was going to come in and sit in with him for a few days. So I started listening to the show, and I listened to you, and I thought, they've got their person. You were great. You were so funny. I mean, I was listening and feeling sad because I thought, well, I really would have liked that
I never
job.
get anything.
No, that's not true.
I mean, all right, I'll take that back.
But what was your experience? I thought you were really good.
And I thought it was great, and then no.
I know. I didn't expect to get it. I didn't expect at all.
But it was also, getting up that fucking, what time did you have to get up?
That was crazy. That was crazy. You had to get up. I had to get up at 4 to be there at 5 and to be funny and on the air by 6. And it's 6 to 10, 5 days a week. It was a killer. But I love radio.
Of
Here
course,
we are. I loved it.
And what a person to lose it to. If you got to lose a gig to someone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But I felt like I ran into you like a year later, and I wanted to come over and say something, but I thought, I think she hates me.
Oh,
so
my God. I am tell her that I'm not like that.
You're not.
No, she's everybody thinks that at first.
Yeah. Why do you think that, Judy?
Come on.
That I don't like them?
No. Yes.
I bet I know why. It's because we're tall. People make a lot of assumptions with that.
And you walk in, they're scared of you. Yes,
that's not
you
why.
don't know that.
I do know.
That is true. And
I study you, Judy.
No.
I do know why. It's
Why?
because
Why?
she reads articles on her phone and she can't help herself. Because you can't, I feel like you get uncomfortable around people when they come up to you. Do you?
No, I just
I'm projecting that, but
No, I don't. I feel like I don't want. What do you mean I'm reading articles on the phone?
you do. You're ADD and you just start futzing around.
Right,
and
if I'm
people are
done.
yeah, if you're done. But the people in the audience aren't done. They're just getting started.
I don't read articles on my phone when I'm performing. What the fuck?
Not when you're performing after the show.
I don't want to talk to people after the show.
Right, so they think you don't like them.
No.
People need to get over that.
They
But
do.
I'll tell you though, you really might not realize this. I know this for a fact. When you're a tall woman, regardless of what might come out of your mouth, because I'm such a weakling,
Right.
I would always get auditions for judges and
Yeah,
angry
yeah.
prison guards and
Right.
stuff, and then they would say, angrier, be angrier, and that's not my nature,
Right,
but
right.
they think that.
Right.
There is this kind of tall
I also
typecasting.
now my younger son is 6, 5.5, and he's 15.
Oh
And
my God.
He, he'd come home from school and be like, I'm in the back. I didn't do anything. I'm the one that got in trouble. I said, Ben, I told him this when he was very young. You will always be blamed for everything because you're the biggest one.
That's right.
And it's true. He gets blamed for. He's like, Mommy, I wasn't even. And I'm like, I know.
It's not fair.
It's like they see you. It's your fault. It's I guess it's like. All right, it's not like being black.
We're
but
so stupid.
Being black, you can't hide it.
Of course not. And you can't hide being tall.
Right, exactly.
Everyone
Or being
else,
a woman.
Yeah.
Female.
Well, not quite the same.
Yeah, okay. Bye now.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead.
Bye.
No, but I'm just saying, it is like you walk in.
You can't hide it.
People. And what about, do you get, I get a lot of times an elevator, I'll walk in and then you see someone look at your feet to see if you have 15-inch heels on. And you're like, really?
But I have to admit, when I see another tall woman,
You get competitive.
not competitive, but I'm going to ask you this for my
Right,
podcast.
right.
I always want to know where they get their shoes, where they get
Yes,
their
I
pants.
do.
'cause,
Same thing.
Why is it, we live in New York City, well, I live in Weehawken now, but why is there not a dedicated tall women's clothing store?
When we go on your podcast, I
You'll
will
give me the
tell you.
list.
I will give you
I
the
know-
story of me buying, because I'm 4th generation going to the tall gal's shoes on 38th.
Oh, man.
Or 40th between 5th and Madison.
Right.
4th. I mean, my great grandparents went there. My great grand.
Everybody's tall?
They all. Well, my mother was 5'9".
That's tall
Yeah,
for them.
and my grandmother, who's born in 1896, she was 5'7", which was really tall.
Huge.
And her husband, my grandfather, was 6'4". I mean, huge. YUGE. But my mother had 11.5 4As. That was her foot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my grandmother had a really big foot. So we used to have to. All right. Well, all right. Anyway, I have to talk about you. So then you you
don't have to stick to that.
No,
We
I
can
know,
talk
but
about-
I have all
Okay.
these notes that I wrote
All right,
about
all right.
stuff. All right. So you were in the paper bag players. I remember the paper bag players.
That was my first professional acting job.
And you would sing like you were a bag of garbage or yeah. And song. Song.
I loved that job.
Yeah.
I saw them when I was a kid. They
paper
would
bag.
tour around New York City and go to the parks.
I got called back for the paper bag players 4 years in a row.
And
they kept calling me in.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, I had to play a bathtub in one of the audition scenes. I'm like, oh, come and take a bath in me. You know what I mean? And they're like, okay, you want to bathe Jimmy, not eat Jimmy. And I guess I was too edgy, but that's what I was telling you before.
Right.
As a guy that looks like a girl, I'm taken as edgy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's your built-in
And I'm
thing.
not. I'm really
I know.
not.
Well, you should consider yourself lucky, because had you been hired, there's a good chance you might have been fired right away and or tortured in between, which is kind of what happened to me.
Right.
I rehearsed.
You'd think they
loved it.
Right.
Did one show at Brooklyn College. Kids were asking me afterwards for my autograph. There are only 4 people in the
Right.
company, and one of them was the co-founder.
Right.
The day after the autograph signing at Brooklyn College, they called me in and said, "Yeah, it's obvious that you just you aren't professional, and so you're fired."
because the creator was jealous.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't know at the time.
I had a situation like that.
The guy was?
No,
the woman?
Yes, the short woman with
Judith?
the yes.
Oh,
Her name was
The
Judith?
late Judith.
Yes.
Judith,
Yeah.
who?
I blocked out her last name. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I
All
think
right.
so. And it's a shame. It was. I just clunked my elbow.
That's why I don't understand the not taking care of your sisters in this business.
But Judy, let's be honest. Who's hurt you, if you want to put it that way, the most in this business?
Women.
Me too. Ooh. Black women. Black one in particular.
I also.
You always think there have to be certain things that like all of us as a gender or all of us as a race or all of us as a culture, religion have in common. Nope.
No.
It's so, it's that there's not enough room and that our look.
There is. We just need to
You're not-
understand that there
you're-
is.
You're not female anymore, so shut.
I am female.
We can have some kindness
I know.
and compassion.
All right.
Although I
All
understand
right.
the dynamic
I'm
of your.
I'm just being an asshole. No, but I
you.
have also said that my autobiography
Oh, wait,
will be.
you're right. I'm not female anymore. I got my driver's license changed.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm telling a fucking story.
Sorry, you weren't off
Congrats.
completely.
Go on.
All right, go on.
I have been. I mean, if I wrote my autobiography, it would be, "Thanks, Judy, we're going black." I have had characters named after me, and Sherry Shepherd has gotten so much of my work. It's her work now, but it's like literally parts with the name Judy. I've hosted pilots, and then they've given it to her. I've done. I just lost another part to someone, and they literally told my agent I had it. They dragged me along for 2 months, and then they said, "I'm sorry, we're going." You know, they say African American.
Well, don't look at me because I'm not getting them.
Well, no, but the thing is, it would be great if I was racist, and then I could be like, a racist. But
Reparations, Judy.
I just feel like it's so hard for. That's why the woman is always filling some quota,
right. She's an ancillary character.
Right,
It's
right.
very rarely is it about her or her friends. Yeah.
And it's like, you're the right person for the job, but this is literally, they were like, well, we have 2 Jewish guys from New York in the cast, and
So the Jewish quota was filled?
the Jewish was filled. And it's, can we just be in real life on television instead of this fake bullshit that
wasn't the term write Yiddish, talk British? Wasn't that how they used to do it?
Yes.
That's how all comedies with the most milquetoast leads had the snappy dialogue and whatnot, and were all written and produced by Jewish writers and producers. Oh, Judy. I'm
no,
sorry
it's
about
fine.
that.
I don't. Look, I'm over it. But
are you kidding?
no,
I'm
it's just so I don't understand.
I feel it's changing now.
Okay.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
This motherfucker who is Agent Orange, piece of shit, fucking asshole, can't say enough curse words.
Evil.
Evil.
Incarnate.
Yes. Dumb. He's
Really dumb.
I mean, it would be different if he was intelligent. He's a dumb idiot.
He's not even
hypocrite.
smart enough to be racist. He's just bigoted and stupid. Yeah.
So he becomes president after we have the most intelligent, the classy. I mean, those two, the classiest. You felt like you were a part of that White House. This, I don't. There's no comparison. Like. And what they did to him.
Yeah.
You lie. When they said you lie to him at that first
State of the Union.
I was like, you would never say that to a white guy.
Never.
And fucking Bush lied about that,
Never. I know.
And now with this intelligence shit, and you're telling me we went to Iraq because of false intelligence.
And now basically our country is being taken over by Russia.
Right.
But what the Cheeto head is focusing on is who's leaking.
Yeah,
we're not
his
talking about
fucking
adult
prostate
diapers.
is leaking. You know,
I know.
He's fucking.
Nice.
It's so hurtful.
I know, and yet lock her up. Now, if Hillary Clinton was a man, that she would be president. He would be president right now, without a doubt. But so what I'm saying to you, the point I want to make, because I think Nancy Giles will agree with me, the fact that these millennials, these people in their 20s and early 30s, women who didn't vote for Hillary because they're like, well, there's going to be a woman, it's just not her. And these 100-year-old women who, got in portable ambulances to vote for a woman for the first time in their life, who now will die never seeing a woman president. That to me, and it's not, you can call, she's a woman. She was overqualified. It's the struggle. Like I say this to gay men too, young gay men, because you lived through the AIDS crisis. We were the ones that. It was the women who fucking saved these guys, lesbians and like gay faggy,
or saw them, or were with them when they died.
Right.
Often, I know.
But there's no struggle, and now look what we have.
So many things went wrong. I mean, the Russians had their hand in it.
Right,
there was all that hacking and all that, and all this crap focus on emails and Benghazi, which just became code words, but. There was a bigger thing going on, and the numbers actually bailed me out, and that's that white women didn't vote for Hillary. The balance of them voted for Trump.
Right.
And I remember when she was running for the Senate, I was still living in New York, and I have very smart, educated women friends who said that they weren't going to vote for Hillary. And when I asked why, I got a variation on this as an answer: because she should have left him. Women blame her. And I have to say, I blame Bill. Okay, you might say Bill lied, nobody died, fine. But he was the F up, not Hillary.
Right, exactly.
But
it's his fucking
And I gotta
fault.
say, I wish he had just disappeared into the background.
Right.
Don't campaign with her. Don't remind people.
Right.
Of course, don't cross the tarmac and talk to Loretta Lynch either.
Right.
Shut up and get out of.
Right.
I don't think he was really her ally.
Helpful, yeah.
But it's weird how we blame the women. What's wrong with
Right.
us?
She should have left him.
Yeah.
How many people have relations? Yeah, go ahead.
Remember, Trump brought some of his.
Yes, some of the accusers. Meanwhile, why didn't they bring the 13-year-old girl?
Oh my God.
This guy's and says grab your pussy and he can be president? I mean, what the fuck?
I don't know. But I don't want to just hate the people that voted for him. We have to try to find some common ground.
I know we do. I know that's the whole thing, but
it's
can't.
Hard. It's hard.
I think it's a person, like when people voted for Bush, right, as a gay, anytime you vote for someone who is going to personally affect your sibling, your aunt, your cousin, your best friend, your sister's best friend, and say that their family's not valid, they shouldn't be able to adopt kids, they shouldn't be, I'm sorry, to me that your fucking taxes Trump. I hate that word.
I know. We have to find a new word.
I know. The civil human rights of someone who I'm sorry, I'm done with you. I am done with you.
I never could get log cabin Republicans,
yes,
the gay conservatives.
When I had a radio show at Sirius where I went this morning instead of coming here, I would every week would have this woman who was a log cabin, and it was like, how much do you hate yourself? How much do you hate the fact that you're gay? How much do you hate your parents?
Was it about the money? Was that the thing?
No, we're just really, I have Republican values, and, they're going to come around. They're going to come around. They're very nice. No, they're not! Oh, that's my fucking phone.
Oh, I loved her.
Loved.
That show was 10,000 times more progressive than Sex and the City.
Oh, there'd be no Ellen without. There'd be no single. I mean, wait, what's her name? Did it?
Anne Marie, that girl.
Yeah, that girl.
But they had to hook her up with Donald right away.
And Mary went. I mean, she was on her own. She had a job. She was attractive and funny.
Right.
And for me, because I know for you it took a little longer, there was a Jew. There was a Jewish girl from New York.
Oh my God.
Who was her best friend.
Which was a big deal.
Right.
And in fact, I think the first season, some friend of Mary's wants her to join her tennis club.
Right.
And then it turns out that it's restricted. Yes.
And she won't do it.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, you had the Jeffersons.
In a way, I mean,
one day at a time.
That show made me laugh. The Good Times.
Yeah.
I mean, they were kind of stereotyped.
Yeah.
But they made us laugh.
But yeah, it's. I think for a lot of people,
all had
it
the
was
Jeffersons.
No, but I feel like if. Well, I mean, it started with All in the Family because he was the neighbor. But I feel like, and I just spoke to someone about this. I feel like that was the introduction because those sitcoms were part of our family.
Are you kidding?
Because we all watched them together. They were on once, and that was an introduction.
All in the Family.
Yes.
Mary Tyler Moore, Bob Newhart, Carol Burnett. That's Saturday nights.
It was unbelievable.
You better believe it.
We were introduced to characters that we didn't know, people that we had never met.
I think it was the Mary Tyler Moore show where I first heard the word gay. Meaning someone that was homosexual. And I remember thinking, I said to somebody, what does that mean, gay?
Right.
I mean, I kind of got it, but I didn't.
Right.
They were incredibly hip and with it.
Well, that's what was going on in their world. But I wrote an article after Sherwood Schwartz died for the New York Times about, because, I wrote that show about my addiction to sitcoms, about how he... your phone's going off too.
I'm so sorry.
I don't care. About how, you look at these, the Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island, you think, oh, this is just,
Even as a child.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just is exactly right.
But it was the first blended family. That's why he did that. He had.
I never thought of that.
But it's true. He put the first blended family. They weren't married. And they wanted one to be divorced, and they never.
Oh, they both had to be widows,
yes.
widower.
Yes, and so that was
Were they
the
both
first.
Murdered? Did anybody ever discuss how they both
No.
conveniently lost their spices?
And then the Gilligan's Island, he purposely put people from different socioeconomic backgrounds in the same place so they could all,
live together.
It was all done
equalize.
purposely. But if you. And I was friends with Florence Henderson, and she told me that, they knew that he was gay, Robert
Reed.
And at the pilot or something, the director kept saying, I don't like the way you're kissing her. I don't like, you need to kiss her. And she told me it was going on and on and on. And finally, she went up to the director because she figured it out and said, leave him alone. What was that?
Someone just ran into
Someone's
the door.
trying to get
That
in.
was Florence.
Flo.
Oh, I love. I'm hosting her memorial service.
Oh, wow. When's it going to be?
Wednesday at the Music Box.
Oh, she was lovely.
I love her. Did you know her?
I met her once when I was doing Fox After Breakfast, and she was lovely.
She's the nicest.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we won't talk about that.
No, I appreciate you saying that because I never would have made those connections about what he was trying to do.
Yeah, he was specifically trying to do that.
Wow.
Okay, all right, you do radio. You write you do the one person shows, which I know for you because I feel the same way. Sitting down and writing is so fucking hard, but getting up and telling a story is so much easier. And how do you put that onto paper into a book that it's not,
I'm trying to write a book. I've been trying for 15 years.
It's so hard.
My God.
But
well, a lot of it came out. I was very lucky in that I did some TV series. I moved to California for a while.
China Beach.
Which was frightening.
Right.
Not China Beach, but California.
Yeah.
But I got China Beach because there was a writer's strike.
Right.
And they didn't have any scripts for us. Because I don't know about you, I'm not great with scripts.
No.
I'm just not.
I can punch them up.
Man, I need to take some classes from you because I just did an audition for something that I know I could have done better, but I'm just I don't know. Something's wrong in my head these days. But
No,
anyway,
it's that you're smart.
Well, they just had me talk in the China Beach audition because they couldn't give us any scripts because of the strike.
Right.
So they kind of filmed it, and then they sort of scribbled a few things, and then the next audition, I ended up sort of repeating some of the stuff that I said to them.
Oh, they used it. Did
And
you
then
get
I
a
went to
writer's credit?
No, of course not. But I got hired. I mean, they put me in the cast.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah.
You know,
So
can I tell you, like, I hardly go on commercial auditions, but if there's a commercial audition where they're like, well, we want you to improv, and then I'll improv, and then I see the commercial with the exact idea. It's so fucking infuriating.
I know, that's not right. It's very hard for agents to kind of quantify that and prove. That's happened to me. It happened to me when I auditioned for Saturday Night Live the one time.
So, yeah, tell me about that.
Well, it's not the most original idea, but I sang this song with new lyrics called That Black Girl,
Right.
Afros, da-da-da, all these black references. I didn't get it, but then, and I loved her.
What year was this?
Denitra Vance,
yes.
when they hired her.
Yes.
And I think, was she only on for 1 year or two? Anyway,
I think one, yeah.
I saw her do this sketch called That Black Girl where they branched it out and they had a black Donald and all that.
Right.
And I thought, oh, well, so. But it's not
that
the
showbiz
most.
kid.
I know. It's not the most original idea.
You would have wanted to kill yourself on that show.
Did you? You must have auditioned.
Never auditioned.
Never. Really?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever. So tall.
It was hard to.
Yeah.
I know the height thing.
Yeah. But God bless Leslie Jones.
I
fucking love her. And she's the nicest person.
You've met her?
Yes.
Oh my God, I want to meet her.
She's the best.
Oh my gosh, I love her.
All right, so you get this job at CBS. Your first piece, like, you're freaking out because it's CBS This Morning, which is, I say, one of my top
Sunday morning
favorite. Did I say Sunday morning?
No, you said This Morning, but that's okay.
Oh, CBS Sunday Morning.
That's okay.
I actually DVR it every Sunday. But so you get this job, you're freaking out, right?
It was my mom's favorite show. She didn't live to see me on it, but it was. I know, but my father did.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, what's your first piece?
It was this idea I had about high-heeled shoes being a conspiracy against women. And the hardest thing to do is try to explain to someone why you think something's funny.
Right.
So that was my first meeting with the executive producer. Well, I have this idea and he just sort of sat and nodded.
Right.
And even in the explanation, whatever part I thought might have been funny, my sentences started to trail off.
Right.
And then I was like looking around to try to escape.
Right.
And I made the presentation, and I don't think I had any other ideas. And I was like, oh, okay, bye. And then 3 months went by. And then I got a call on a Monday one day saying, hi, this is CBS. We've got you down for an essay commentary this week because we're doing this show all about fashion. And I was like, and something about high heels. And I was like, okay. And I just started typing, pulling crap out of my butt.
Right.
And that ended up being the piece.
Wow.
And it went over really well.
But in those 3 months, you're like, oh, forget it. I'm never going to hear from them.
No, I put it out of my mind.
Isn't that the best phone call? Oh. That's why we're addicted to this business. Because of that phone call.
That's so sick.
It's true.
But it is true.
It is. It's like winning the fucking lottery.
It just doesn't happen that often.
Right. But it happens. And you think it's going to happen again. And it happens if you're a white blonde guy with blue eyes. Okay.
I'm working on it.
So, so that piece went over really well.
Right. And then they started asking me, do you have any other ideas? And I was like, well, yeah, I think this. And it was a combination of them asking me if I had ideas about topic X.
Right.
Or me saying to them, hey, Don Imus just called these basketball players.
Oh, that was my alma mater, too.
Oh, that's right.
Fuck him.
Well, the hard thing is he was suspended, but then they had to pay him his contract.
Right,
because it basically says we want you to be outrageous.
Right.
And he not only got that money, but he went on and did it.
Right.
He's still working and making buku bucks.
Look at our president. Hello. Your president, not mine.
Not mine.
So you did also, and you've done a lot of pieces about your hair.
Oh, well, one in particular.
Right. But
that wasn't easy to get on the air for various reasons. But
well, I would think that would be... I would love a piece like. Let me just tell. Can I just tell you something?
You've got great hair, by the way.
No, I don't.
Yes,
thank you.
Stop it.
Anyway. I love afros. Like whenever I see someone on the subway with a huge afro, I'm like, I love your hair. I love it. To me, that is so beautiful. That is, that's how I grew up.
Right.
And now why do you have to white your hair?
Well, for starters, all black people's hair is not going to be the same texture or anything like that.
Yeah.
So for some people, they're not whiting their hair. It really is straight.
Right.
But
you can tell when they white their hair.
Well, you can sometimes tell if it's badly done, if somebody's got a weave or has extensions or something like that. in the end, everybody should be allowed to do whatever they want.
I mean,
Right.
white people
know?
do, quote, black people styles
They
all the
try.
time.
I
or
mean, they try to,
appropriate,
right. And I've had to kind of like medicate myself to be calm about that and not go, leave us alone, leave our hairstyles alone,
right.
which is stupid. But it's all about just accepting what you have and being happy about it. But I'll tell you, in this business, to start doing acting stuff like in the early 80s, they weren't liking afros, but black girls then.
You want to know how many? You want to see my headshots of straight hair?
Oh my God!
Because my manager and
You
agent
too,
told me
'cause your hair's curly too.
said straighten your hair and dye it blonde. I swear to God, I have a headshot of blonde straight hair.
Yeah, it's
in the 90s.
funny.
Oh man!
I mean, but women were also wearing shoulder pads.
yeah,
No, I know, but it's
unnatural.
still the hair thing for black women.
it's been a big.
And it's such beautiful hair. I mean, it's like.
But you weren't always conditioned that way.
But look at men. They go bald. They have hair coming out of their ears and nose. It's like, fuck you. And now they can shave their head, and that's cool. Mm-hmm. If a woman shaved their head, it would be like, oh my God, how much longer do you have to live? It's like ridiculous.
I know there's some commercial on for some sort of as seen on TV grooming product for
Right.
men, and they're cutting the hairs out of the guy's ears.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Anyway, at least we don't have to worry about that.
But
Judy.
it's also, look at Chris Rock. I mean, it took him to have daughters for him to realize, oh my God.
But you know what? I didn't care for his movie. I like the idea, but if you really watch it, in the end, he's saying straight hair is better.
Right.
He takes the more natural hair to all
Right.
these Chinese hair places,
Right.
and they're like, no, we want the straight hair.
Right.
Chris.
No.
Was he saying that? I
That's-
did not get that
that's
feeling.
how
Well, I would
That's how I
take
get
what
of it.
Nancy thinks.
That was my
yes,
takeaway.
I'll take your
That
word
was
for
part
it.
of why I did the piece on hair.
Yeah. The thing my afro taught me at 59 East 59th Street Theaters.
That was fun.
Yeah. Okay. We have something in common, too. I mean, we have a lot in common. But I am on TV. You're on TV. People recognize you. And
By the way, you were on Search Party and you were great. I love
thank you.
that show.
Isn't
I
it a great
love
show?
it.
Yes,
I
and
love
they're
the
so
lead
nice.
girl.
She's
I've never
fucking
seen
amazing.
anybody that looks like her.
Yeah.
I love all of it.
And they're all so nice.
oh wow.
That's nice.
And I am not wealthy. Okay. And yet everyone thinks I'm wealthy.
Because you're on TV,
right.
Sometimes.
And that is really
Last
hard.
name's Gold.
Oh, wait. And I read that. I read that you had said that. And I was like, oh my God. It's so, and the people who are wealthy, who are so not talented, and you're just like.
And they go from show to show to show to show.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to see Jennifer Aniston on any kind of commercials.
Right.
Knowing that the last season of Friends alone,
Right.
I think they were making $1 million an episode.
Right.
I don't want to begrudge anybody. I mean, if I was that wealthy and they were just handing me money, maybe but it's weird.
Isn't it weird?
I think it's like more the monarchy of famous that's keeps them there.
Well,
that's
No, it's not, because there's
Weird.
people that were stars and then are they're homeless and whatever. But I'm not saying we're homeless. I'm just saying that you gotta. I mean, you gotta save your fucking money. Is what
I know. I mean, yeah, yes, you do. Yes, that's number one. That's true. But again, actually, there is this kind of weird. It's not exactly a monarchy, but I think because I was on the Screen Actors Guild, now SAG-AFTRA, National Board of Directors for 11 years.
Yes.
And you learn a lot about stuff. Some of it's confidential, but there's really
leaks.
there's a group of about 130 actors that make most of
the
income.
money, right? It's just like the banking industry. Yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing is that helps
what I just
feed into the pension and welfare for people
Right.
who don't make as much.
Right.
But it's such a crapshoot.
I
mean,
know.
why are we doing this? Why do we do this?
I can't do any. I have no other job. I die if I couldn't do stand up. I think I would.
addicted.
To stand up.
Addicted. Yeah,
No.
to stand up.
Addicted. Was that like?
It's good.
Yeah.
The they're telling me we have to wrap up, but we're gonna go long.
Well, you were a little bit tardy. So we can go long.
Judy is never late, and don't
Hard.
you ever say that about
Can we
her
just
again.
a couple? Yeah, because otherwise I'll fucking kill you. How can you tell me a CBS idea that you had that they said no fucking way to?
To be honest, they've never said that.
Right.
Everything I write gets looked over by a producer, and maybe there's some edits, but almost everything I've proposed or they've asked me to do ends up on the air. Sometimes some pieces have ended up online. But I will tell you this, because I think this is close. South Park did an episode about Scientology.
Oh,
Yes,
that
I
was
remember
so
that.
good.
And I had an experience being in an acting class that was run by Scientologists when I was living in LA. So I have a little insider knowledge about that. So I sort of wanted to write about that and the South Park thing.
Right.
And it was the weirdest experience ever. The guy who runs the prompter mysteriously disappeared, didn't show up. We were
No
gonna,
way.
I was going to have to do the piece with like all my lines written
Right.
on oak tag or something weird. The network had to vet that script about 5 different times through all their lawyers because they don't play. In fact, even mentioning that, I hope that doesn't
Right.
put any undue pressure on you. So that was a very weird kind of experience.
I'll take it.
They're
I'll take it, you
scared.
fucking
They're
creep.
scared of that whole Scientology.
Yeah, they're scary is what, yeah.
Well, also, there's no religion that started in upstate New York. You know what I mean? That to me, it's like, really?
I mean, Utah
You saw
was
Jesus
bad enough.
in upstate New York.
By a sci-fi writer.
I know. It's so ridiculous.
by a psychopath sci-fi writer who was totally delusional.
I know.
I know.
It's to me, I don't know. And the whole, John Travolta's gay and then he can't be gay and all that. It's so, whatever.
It's
but
sad.
one person gets famous and then they're all like, I got to join that because that's,
Oh my God, they don't play. Yeah.
The devil is a liar.
You also don't. We share this thing of when I'm in front of people, I don't get nervous. I mean, you said you get a little nervous, but I do feel most comfortable in a comedy stand-up sort of setting, And then when I get off stage, I'm like, don't talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I look prettier under the lights. There is something about the lights.
You're gorgeous.
No, but
Yes,
you know
I know
what I mean?
you mean.
There is something about that changes things. If I'm not a little bit nervous before I get up there, I'll stink
Right,
one way or the
I agree
other.
with that. Where
Yeah.
if you don't have a little bit of spelkies.
And I have to say, the last few months since I'm schwitzing,
Ow!
the last few months since the Cheeto emerged as our so-called leader, I've had a hard time coming up with anything that's funny.
I say that all the time because
How many
everyone's
people
like,
said to you, "Oh, you have tons of
material," and I'm like, but it's not funny. There's no joke. He's dangerous. No, it doesn't come from that place. It doesn't come from a fun-loving place. It comes from fear. Fear is not funny.
Fear isn't. Anger gets to be funny.
Right. Fear is not funny.
This has just been weird. So
Yeah,
I've been kind of on comedic lockdown. I'm trying to.
It's so hard. I mean, the characters like the Spicer and the Kellyanne Conway, but not him. He's not. The John Boehner and Mitch McConnell when Barack Obama won
the second
time, they didn't come to the phone.
Can you believe that?
Yes. You can curse. They didn't come to the phone. John Boehner and Mitch McConnell.
Honey, it's the president. What?
I'm good.
What?
That is.
They were so disrespectful and
Yeah.
disgusting, and we should have had a new Supreme Court justice.
Oh my God!
What are you
Fucking
doing?
A year.
Mitch McConnell, can I just say
He
he's
is
one of the most hideous people. Oh,
And he's hideous looking.
he
He's
is.
disgusting.
No, he is. And his wife is now in the cabinet.
Yeah, I know.
So I just don't even know what to say about him. Boehner, Paul Ryan, they're all
Paul
awful.
Ryan's disgusting.
They better do their due
But
diligence.
now that we are uprising, now that we are, these people are finally showing up and saying, no, you do what I say. Like no one ever showed up.
No.
I mean, the only good thing about Agent Orange is that he has mobilized us because we
Maybe,
were lazy. Maybe.
But we have to stick with it.
Right,
Because
right.
look, in the end, over almost 100 million people didn't even show up to vote.
Right.
And of us progressives,
Yeah.
plenty of us did protest votes with I can't even remember their names.
Right.
Jill
Stein and Bernie.
Wait, you forgot to Jill Stein, Bernie, and the other guy, Bob. Who was that other guy?
Jill Stein, Bernie.
And some other dude who was a complete dope.
Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
And you know they're not going to be president.
What the hell was that?
I know.
But people going to town halls, people showing up and showing how many of these congressmen and senators don't want to talk to people.
Right.
But then the most important thing is going to be people voting and or running for office themselves.
Right.
Every election counts.
Some people keep telling me to run for office. I think you should run for office.
It's been in the back of my mind because but I love my little township and it's run well. But I do want to get involved.
But I feel like
you should.
I want to do something, but
Local.
I feel like
you should.
Yeah, but can you imagine the shit they have on me, cursing and
Oh, come on.
But he grabbed the pussy. You would be perfect.
So would you. We need big voices.
I know.
And
we're tall.
Yeah, that can intimidate.
Right.
Until they start talking to me and I start crying or something like that.
I know. It's so.
Don't
you're
you
like
hate that?
yeah. We always ask our guests this. First of all, what pisses you off the most? Like, what fucking makes you fucking crazy? Like,
Oh my goodness.
like, it could be, Spectrum fucking. First of all, they don't even show up, and
Well,
then they
that's-
say we missed you. Speculum. That's
They
the new
just
cable
lie.
company. Speculum.
Time
I hate
Warner
them.
changed.
They all just lie.
They lie, yeah. All right,
they lie.
but-
Oh my God, there's so many things. One thing is if there's some sort of food that I like, a part of me never wants to admit that I like it because as soon as I've made the commitment, I really love these sandwiches that so-and-so makes. I really love Yoplait custard yogurt.
Right.
It's gone.
Oh my
It's
God.
eliminated. No more Yoplait custard yogurt.
Right.
No more Kleenex tissues with these really pretty flowers on the boxes.
Yes.
No more, no more half-price cookies at Au Bon Pain after
Right.
6 o'clock. Like, whenever I like something,
They eliminate it. You got to write a piece about that.
I'm not
I know.
trying to ask
Where did
you
it
out.
go?
Jesus.
Where
I
did
don't know. I don't know. And places you become attached to that are gone.
that is the worst.
That really hurts.
Every place is a fucking bank here.
I know. I mean,
and like everyone does online banking. No one goes to the fucking bank.
I miss tellers. I kind
I
of
know.
like talking to them. And I think that, I tell you one thing that really drives me crazy. I don't live in New York anymore, but I don't understand why there is construction and stuff like that right in the middle of rush hour.
Right.
And why buses that seem to go and cause gridlock never get tickets.
Right.
And why they don't have it timed so that cars go on one light and
Right.
pedestrians go on another light, like
Right.
with the bikes.
Right.
Because when you're trying to make a right turn and there is a stream of pedestrians and people are beeping behind you and you want to say, do you want me to plow into
Right.
these people and kill them? So that's, there's
Do
so
you
many
like
things.
living in New Jersey?
I do. I have space. I have a backyard and I can afford it.
Right. And Chris Christie's your governor.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's been bad.
fucking
He's
piece
a
of
piece
shit.
of,
But you have legal medical marijuana and you are close to the city.
I am. I'm close. I didn't know about the pot, but yeah, I'm close. I can be close.
Yeah,
and we get a
Weehawken's
great
really
view.
close.
We get a great view of everything in New York.
Okay. Final question.
Okay.
What do you think? I don't
I'm
think
still
so.
thinking about how how do you date people?
Oh, I'm living with a fella, with a dude.
You are? I'm so excited because you wanted to be married by 60.
I can't believe I'm wondering where I said some of these things. My thing about 60 was if I wasn't married by 60, then I was definitely going to run for office because
Right.
I would do that.
But
I don't
you
know if we'll
should
get
still
married.
do it.
I may.
Wait,
I may.
what is he like?
Oh, he's a doll. It was totally unexpected. Someone
perfect.
Totally unexpected. I had tried a little bit of. Oh gosh, not Tinder, but what's the other thing? What are some of the dating things?
Grinder.
No,
Okay,
no,
Cupid.
I don't know.
Okay, Cupid, that's the one.
Yeah.
Which was
No.
just, they're all bad. But
What does he do?
He is a marketing exec, and he also has worked doing fundraising for muscular dystrophy. Because he has two sons, one who has muscular dystrophy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he's just this really great guitar playing, sweetheart of a guy. Yeah, Irish Catholic, so that would. But he.
Who cares?
What's nice is how we first met was he saw me perform, and it was one of those things where he didn't run away. Like,
Right, he wasn't
filtered
like,
in the
I'm
back of his
intimidated,
mind.
yes.
And then I got a call from him like 2 years later, and
Just like the CBS This Morning, 3 months later. All right.
kind of
2 years later.
A year
All right,
later.
stop. We have to.
Oh,
we're
we have to
getting
go.
the thing. Can we do a part 2? I'm not kidding. All
Sure.
right. Anyway, this is our final question. What do you think?
Another final question.
Yeah, we have 2 questions.
I'm sweating.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
so.
say no.
I don't think so either.
She's like too.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
No, come on. What is it?
Are you on any antidepressants?
Of course I am.
Oh my God! I totally thought no.
Oh, are you kidding? In fact,
that's
that
why
changed my
she's
life.
too perfect.
I'm on wait a minute. I have to think.
We're very
Cymbalta.
I'm on Cymbalta.
Wellbutrin.
No, I'm on Wellbutrin. Yeah.
I'm on Cymbalta and Wellbutrin
Who's
and
not on
methylphenidate, and I have had some really tough
Yeah, me too.
times
That's Ritalin.
that I didn't even read.
Right?
It's on a very it's
Yeah.
a really small
Yeah.
look.
I'm on
you
Adderall.
know? I mean,
Oh
there
my
are days
God.
sometimes where you can't get out. You can't face stuff. I wish I'd had it in my 20s.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? I think about grammar school if I
Oh
had
my
some ADD
God.
medication.
I've looked back because I used to have
Yeah.
diaries after reading
Yeah.
Harriet the Spy, and
yeah. Anne Frank for me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I far be it for me to say, but I think it runs in my family.
Right.
But thank God that was one of the gifts, if you want to call it that, of my mom's passing.
Right.
Was I was so down in the dumps and went to a therapist, and he said, I think this would help, and I've been on one thing or another since 1998. and
Yes!
it saved my life.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
on Paxil,
Go, girl.
Wellbutrin,
Yep.
Deplin, which is a folic acid thing,
Oh, okay.
and now I'm having withdrawal from my arthritis medication.
Oh, shoot.
But
I
the
need-
Zoloft makes her puke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good to remember.
Yeah.
Side effects include. Yeah.
Nancy Giles,
Oh,
I fucking love you. I could talk
this
to
was
you.
so much fun.
Oh my God!
So you're going to be on my podcast at some point
yes,
too, right?
and you're going to come back for part 2.
Oh, good. And my podcast is The Giles Files, and it's on iTunes. And I was going to say Wellbutrin and Cymbalta, but there's
It's
No.
on iTunes, Google Play.
Google Play and something else.
Okay.
Just Google it.
And where can people see you on, social fucking media, which is ruining
I'm
the world?
having a hard time with that. I'm getting better. I'm on Twitter at
Yeah.
Nancy Giles NYC, but I don't have a website because the person who created it went batshit crazy on me a
Right.
few years ago and
Right.
took all the tools. I'm getting more into Instagram and
Yeah.
stuff, and yeah, it's hard.
It's too much. I just want to read.
I know. I'm still old school, like sending out postcards.
Yeah, I
to
do that
showcases.
too.
I don't even do that. It makes me
write.
cry.
Yeah, I know.
But,
It's sad.
but anyway, you're great. This
you
is
are.
great.
I
Both
love
of
you.
This is great.
Thank you.
Fun.
Oh, I
Thank
love
you.
you. I love
Judy,
you.
You're the best.
You are.
You
are.
are.
oh my God, you guys are the best.
Oh my.
Thank you
Judy just
all
gave
for
me the
listening.
Fucking stink eye of her life.
Oh, shut up. Thank you, Nancy Giles. You're
Thank
one
you,
of my
Judy
faves.
Giles. Thank you, Hennessy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you all for listening. So long!
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.